And we are live. Welcome to Midweek Motivation Live. This is your host, Patrick Lee. I'm thrilled to be here with you today. As always, my goal is to inspire, motivate, and energize you to conquer your goals and live your best life. And today, I have a very special episode in store for you because we're going to be talking about a recap of 2023 and also motivation for 2024. When we come back, you know the drill right after this. Can you believe it? It's 2024, a brand new year filled with endless possibilities and opportunities for me and you. But let's be honest, staying motivated can be tough, right? Especially when we face challenges and setbacks along the way. That's why today we're going to dive deep into the topic of motivation and explore ways to keep that fire burning within us throughout this year. I do want to talk to you a little bit about 2023. I want to do a recap here of the show, some of the things we accomplished on the show before we get into 2024 and talk about that. But let's do that real quick. Let's recap what happened on Midweek Motivation Live, now on all major podcast platforms. We had 9 special guests this last year. And we filmed the show in 6 different locations outside of the studio, different, not the home studio or my home office or here, but 6 other locations offsite. Fire Slice Pizza, we did a great show at Fire Slice. We've done some shows from different locations. I like to move around a little bit, but this is mainly my office. This is home studio. My desk setup here, my podcast setup, I think I've showed you before, is like a giant octopus with lights and stands and multiple levels to hold microphones and cameras and everything else. And this is where the magic happens, everyone likes to say. On the 18th floor of the First Bank Southwest Tower in the Downtown Tower Executive Office Suites, owned and leased by Kathy Schick, my good friend, DTEOS. None of these things I talk about are sponsored. They're my friends. They're in my sphere and things I like to talk about. Kathy has offices here and at the Atrium on the west side of town, executive office suites, meeting rooms, plug-and-play rooms, kitchenettes, office rooms, conference rooms, and DTEOS. You could get a hold of her. I may even leave her. I'll leave her information in the comments below the show. And if you're interested in an office, maybe something like mine or maybe a little smaller, you never know, you can get a hold of her. We also started advertising this last year, about a year ago. The Patrick Lee Group that I lead and own, I named it after myself to make it easy. We advertised in the Upbeat Reporter, owned by Mary Kay Kurtz, and very great. And actually, 2 of the people who have been on the show are on the cover. This latest issue is Lisa Blake. She was a special guest on the show recently. And then Tracy Rogers, the director of No Boundaries International, a good friend, and we volunteer there. And this is a Christian business magazine, and a lot of people advertise in here, but I've been glad to happy to advertise in the Upbeat Reporter. You can find this at local stores and other locations around town. If you would like an issue of that, let me know. I have plenty to give out as well. So we've been doing that, been doing the show. We've talked about a lot of things over the year. We've talked about a lot of personal things that went on in my life, things that have gone on in some of your lives, and how we've made it through. Hey, Cody, good to see you on here again. Sal messaged me last week, one of my regular viewers. We didn't have a show last week, and he was concerned that I was okay. Thank you so much, Sal. We took a week off last week, and we decided to start fresh this year. We ended up having we lost a family member. My wife's grandmother passed away 2 days, the week before Christmas. We had her funeral 2 days before Christmas, and she lived to the age of 98 years old. and then went on to be with Jesus right before Christmas. What a great Christmas homecoming for her. And we were able to send her off comforted in the knowledge that we will see her again. And that all happened at the end of 2023. We had a lot of things going on throughout the year. We moved my mother into a wonderful facility on the Oregon coast, and she has been taking great care out there as well. And we've made a lot of changes here at the Patrick Lee Group as well. But one of the things that continues to change and grow is going to be Midweek Motivation Live. Hey, Pete, Christine, my lovely sister-in-law, happy, joyous, wonderful new year. Good morning to you as well. Pete, I love that. Well, we've talked about that. Let's kick things off for 2024. Let's talk about setting goals. Goal setting is a crucial step in staying motivated because it gives you and me a sense of direction and purpose. So my first tip for you is to get realistic and set realistic and achievable goals for yourself in 2024. Break those goals down into smaller milestones and celebrate each achievement along the way. Remember this: progress, no matter how small, is still progress, right? So throughout today's show, we're going to recap. We just recapped 2023. We're going to go over and give you a breakdown of the things to get you moving in 2024. These are things that we talk about throughout the year. We're putting them together in a format for you today for 2024. Break these goals down, right? We talk about goal setting. You need near goals, you need medium range goals, and you need long-term goals. If you don't have a goal or a destination, any road will do, right? You can walk down any road. It won't matter, because if you don't have a goals, it doesn't matter. You're not going anywhere. You're going to wander aimlessly. But then also don't forget that the speed of the game is what matters. When you go after these goals, you may be much closer to the goal you have set than you think. So don't stop when the going gets hard. Just think you may be right over the next hill or right around the next corner is your goal. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress, right? Now let's talk about, once we've set those goals, let's talk about the power of positive thinking. I am a faith guy. I'm not just a positive thinking guy, right? But our mindset plays a significant role in our motivational levels. So it's essential to cultivate a positive outlook on life. I talk about this all the time. Surround yourself with positive influences, practice gratitude, and focus on the things you can control. Remember, setbacks and obstacles are just detours on the road towards success. Every time you have a setback, it's setting you up for your comeback. Don't forget that. In addition to positive thinking, which is important, it's important to take care of yourselves also physically and mentally. Self-care this month, I believe, was going to be Mental Health Month. Self-care is not selfish. You need to take care of your mental health. It's very necessary. Make time for activities that bring you joy. Add them to your calendar. It's very imperative. In my family this year, we had many opportunities to get sidetracked and sidelined by all of the things that were going on. It seemed like my family was getting pulled in so many different directions. My daughters are roommates. They live together. They don't live with us, but we are still very much in contact every day. We work together. We serve together. My younger daughter works here, produces the show when I'm done. And so we have went through so many things that could have totally derailed us this year. We just did. But continuing to have the right mindset, the right heart motives behind our actions is what helps us get through. We have been at our church. You guys know this isn't a church show, but you know I'm a church guy. I love my church, his church on Arden Road here in Amarillo, Texas, and in Owensboro and Henderson, Kentucky, multiple campuses. We have been experiencing some incredible revival services, had some great speakers. God has been doing wonderful things in many of our friends' lives and in our families' lives. Many things, blessings that have come along, financial, spiritual, and family. emotional, healing, encouragement, successes, and comeback. So these things that seemingly could have been a setback to us, we have turned around and used them for a comeback. So when we prioritize these things, mindfulness and a positive mental outlook, meditation on the scripture, thinking the right thoughts, nurturing our bodies with good food. Right now, I'm drinking, this is called Morning Kick, and it looks green, and you're like, oh, what is he drinking? This is a product put out by Chuck Norris. I'm also not sponsored by Chuck Norris. Hey, Chuck, there's a shout out for you. But this is a product called Morning Kick by Roundhouse Nutrition. It's full of seaweed, chlorophyll, ashwagandha, collagen, a lot of things. And I drink this every day because I want to put healthy things. If it's good enough for Chuck Norris, right, it's good enough for Patrick Lee. I want to put healthy things in my body and nutritious food. And then I also need to engage in regular exercise. I've already started back to the gym like many of you have, right, for the beginning of the year, but prioritizing our mental health and our physical health, our well-being, we have to have more energy and motivation to pursue our goals and dreams, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. If there are some goals or some tips and motivational things that you have planned for 2024, drop those in the comments below the video as well. And we'd be happy to go on for those and talk about those as well. So while we're talking about these things, we've started, right, with setting goals and then positive mindset. We need to have that as well. But in addition to that, let's talk about the perseverance that comes along when we are struggling to stay motivated. Motivation can waver when faced with challenges, but it's during these times and challenges that we need to dig deep and find the strength to persevere, carry on, right? Tomorrow has enough worry for itself. Let's not worry about today. Let's persevere and carry on. Our motivation can waver when we're faced with challenges, but it's during these times we have to move forward and carry on. Remember, every successful person has faced setbacks along the way. You have to embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Every little thing that you experience is a learning tool. Nothing is a mistake if you learn from it, right? It's a stepping stone to the next point in your life. Embrace those failures as a learning opportunity and adapt to change. Never give up on your dreams and goals. Keep pushing forward and you will come out stronger on the other side. Another powerful source of motivation is finding inspiration from others. We talk about this all the time. Exactly. Gary says failures, it is a stepping stone to success. Jackie, hey, my friend, good morning. A blessed new year to you as well. Jackie Duwell. We went to high school together back in Oregon. Love you, Jackie. Good to see you watching the show. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share your ambitions and dreams is imperative to success this year. As we went through the struggles and trials of 2023, I talked about your top 5 a lot, your inner sphere. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about your sphere looking like the bullseye on a target and how close your inner sphere, your top 5 is the bullseye. Well, you know when you're hitting bullseyes with every shot, when you're sharing these things with your top 5. But then that sphere starts to ripple out, right? When you've hit that bullseye or you've thrown that rock in the pool, it makes ripples and they spread out and your sphere grows. It may not be as close, but there's still your sphere. But that inner sphere is that top 5. And one of the things I want to motivate you guys to do this year is add mentors to your top 5. Find a new mentor, someone who can help you, mentor you, and strengthen you, lead you, and guide you forward this year. Many of us have great friends in our top 5, but we're always needing to be looking for someone else to add, right? You need to add someone to that top 5. We need to constantly be changing, leading, and growing. Learn from that mentor's experiences, gain insights, let their success stories fuel your own successes, your own motivation. Remember, success leaves clues. That's a book. Look it up. There's a tip for you. I have 27 credits on Audible. I just downloaded 3 more books this last week. This year, one of my biggest motivational goals I have set is to read 24 books. That's 2 books a month. I think I can do it. This last year, I read about 12 books and they changed my life. But this year, I want to double that. I just turned 60 2 months ago. I need to up my game. 60 years old outside, to me, I feel 29 inside. And I'm a reader. I inhale books. I love to read. This year, I'm going to double the amount of books I've read. So doing that, Success Leaves Clues, that's a book. Just remember that. Add more mentors, read more books. Readers are leaders, and note takers can be world changers. So go ahead and feel free to mark up those books, highlight them, dog-ear the pages, underline things that are important to you. Take notes. You can change the world if you take good notes. Lastly, I want to emphasize the importance of taking action. Motivation without action is just a fleeting feeling. I used to have this written down on a piece of paper, and it was on our refrigerator with a magnet, and it says a goal without a plan is just a wish. And literally, that's all it is. You can say, I want to do this or I want to do that. But if you don't have a plan for that, a schedule for that, if you haven't added it to your calendar, it's just pie in the sky, right? It's never going to happen for you. It's never going to come true if you don't take action. You need to have action and a plan attached to that. Without action, it's just a fleeting feeling. So it may make you feel good for a few minutes, but that's about it. And then it's over, right? Break down your dreams and goals into an actionable plan, write it down, and then start working on that immediately, consistently. Remember, small actions taken consistently lead to significant results. Progress, even small progress, is still progress, right? I hope these are coming across to you and you're getting something out of this. I truly do. It's going to be, I've got people blowing up my phone. Awesome. Great news. We're getting an offer on a property we have for sale. I love that. It just popped up on my second screen. So I hope this is helping you. Literally, these are the things that we need to have in front of us as we move forward into 2024. Let's recap a little bit. We need to start with setting good goals. We need to put mentors in our lives to help stretch us, lead us, bring us further along the road. Some of the mentors we bring into our top 5 this year are going to be our greatest cheerleaders. They're going to be the people that believe in us and say, hey, speed up. Hey, you need to add some speed to your step. Hey, turn up the heat today. That's my wife's favorite thing now. She got it from Ed Milet in one of his podcasts a while back. She wrote it in lipstick on the mirror in my bathroom. Turn up the heat today. And that just means the world to me. When she's leaving or we're going separate ways to go to work or somewhere else, or I'm going on an appointment, my wife says, hey, and I turn around and she says, turn up the heat today. You're a winner. You're a killer. You can do it. And those are the kinds of people you need in your life. Mentors, friends, and leaders who will continue to bring you further along faster. Remember, progress, even small progress, is still progress. Take those goals, write them down into actionable plans, something that you can use this year. And remember that the emphasis in 2024 is going to be on taking action. Motivation without action is just wishes. It truly is. Do any of you have something that you would like to add in the comments before we sign off here today? Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, we've been in here about 20 minutes. I don't want to take all of your day, but we have recapped 2023. I've given you some great motivational steps to get started on 2024. Look out for 2024 to be a very good year. There are many things going on in the marketplace that are going to change. Many of the things that I have told you about real estate are changing, and my predictions are actually coming true. Many of you that know me and listened to me and watched my social media have seen that everyone has been crying. The sky is falling with real estate. and the interest rates are up, inflation is up, the economy's in the tank. But I did not believe that your business has to suffer because of those things. It's always a good time to buy real estate. It's always a good time to start a business. It's always a good time to increase your action steps towards a new business, towards the year. But I am very confident, and I have been continued to be very confident moving into this year. And as I had predicted, interest rates are already coming back down. The market is already heating up, and it's the first week of January. So remember, keep that positive mental attitude, keep your faith, believe, and act, and know that this year will be a good year for you. And I guarantee you it will be. Until next time, this has been Patrick Lee, your host with Midweek Motivation Live, saying courage begins at the end of your comfort zone. Go out there and be courageous today. Make a new friend. Have a great 2024. Love you. Bye-bye.